Hello, YouTube! I am Pinstar, and this is Lethis, Path of Progress, Quick Tips, Strategy, and Tactics, Episode 7. Today we cover the Bourgeois, the rich folks, the richy riches, the big money bag people of your city that you can attract and tax for the big bucks. Yes, the mission objectives aside, the main draw of dealing with the bourgeois is they give you a lot of tax money. I mean, we're getting a very healthy amount of tax money from these level 10 houses. Don't get me wrong. We are getting a very healthy amount of tax money from these level 10 houses. So it's oftentimes worth the trouble and effort just to get your workers into a nice spot. But even these will pale in comparison to what the bourgeois can make you, especially if you get them to really high levels. So getting them to really high levels is going to require a few things. One, you're going to need 3 different types of food. Now, we already had 2 different types of food needed to get our workers up to level 10. So we just need 1 more type of food. Now, unfortunately, we can't make it ourselves. Now, yes, you can feed wheat to cattle, but in this particular scenario, the ranch has just been disabled. There are no cows here, or this environment is not good for them. Either way, we can't you build a ranch and use our wheat crop to make meat. So we're going to have to import something if we're going to have more food variety. Luckily, there's plenty of options for that. We've got Starenhall here, can import potatoes, and potatoes don't need any processing. They're just potatoes. So we're going to be importing quite a few of them. And we'll do the max 4,000. I've built ourselves another granary, and I've set our granaries here. Let me just make sure. Aha. I've set our granaries here to accept all 3 food types with a maximum stock of 3,000. Now, while a granary can only hold 6,000, this will make sure that there's some distribution in the goods here between bread, fish, and potatoes. So those are coming in. The other thing they're going to need in the very near future is garments. Garments are made by silk. Silk is made by barley. So I made ourselves another bunch of farms here. These 4 are going to be feeding these 2 things of silkworms, just like the abbey. 2 farms to 1 worm seems to be a healthy ratio. And then 1 worm to, and I think I still need to build these, 1 worm to 1 tailor, which is what actually makes the clothing, also seems to be a good ratio here. So we're going to get 2 of those going here. And you go ahead and accept silk and tailored clothing, since you're not getting used for very much else otherwise. And we will dial down your maximums here. Actually, dial it down a little bit more, because we still want to make room for both the copper and the utensils here. So that will get those going in there. With the importation, that will get the food going there. So we will start making ground here. Now, we have our 30 automatons. We have that from last episode. You want to make sure you have the 30 before you start into a bourgeois block. Now, I am still experimenting with the bourgeois lines here. And at first I tried to replicate something similar to the workers, but it just wasn't clicking for me. The one thing I've gotten to click for me is just a simple line. So I'm going to show you this. I'm going to show you what has worked for me thus far. So I built ourselves a little bridge here. I may need a little bit more room here, but I'm going to try and see if I can squeeze it in this little island here just to show off a little bit. So the first thing you want to do here is you want to get your richy rich buildings set here, and you want them as far back as possible. So we have the cafe here. I think. All right, so it can't be on the beach. So we'll put the cafe over here. Yeah, actually, you know what? We're going to need more room. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So, this map is kind of weird in terms of the spacing. It doesn't have a lot of straight lines. I mean, it has straight lines, but they're diagonals, and this build doesn't really work so well for diagonals. It's a lot of wasted road space here. So, actually, the best area I've found is, like, right here. this strip right here, even though I know it trods on the fertile land here, but we still got plenty for more farms if we need it. Not that we do, not for this mission anyway. So here's my build for you. So what you want to do, and again, we're going to do this, back to, side to side first, just to get our profile built. And then from there, we're going to grow it forwards, and get everything built, likewise. So we're going to start out with a 3x3, a big 9-tile, thing here. And again, it doesn't have to be a fountain. It can be anything else. But we're going to place that down right here. And then, actually, yeah, we'll do that. We'll get ourselves a little road running up here, just so I can connect it to the rest of the city here, since they do need deliveries. In which case, just to keep things nice and even, I will put the fountain up one space like that. So we got our fountain. We will then plop down a mansion tile like so. And then we're going to run a road up like that. And actually, we don't need this road on this underside here. Then we're going to get ourselves another mansion tile like so. And we're going to get ourselves another 3x3 beautification item. Now, this is, we want to go up 6, and 6 mansion tiles. The mansion tiles are bigger than the decorative tiles, so don't count by the decorative tiles. You want to count by the mansion tiles. So 5 more of these. 1, 2, 3, 3 total. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Excellent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Boom. Just like that. And again, making sure that you've left a 3x3 room on either side here, you want to basically fill in the rest of this with fountains. And actually, the spacing works out quite perfectly. So everyone is happy. The bourgeois require a lot of beautification buildings, a lot more even so than the workers. So that is why you need to do that. Now, we'll extend our road up here just a little bit more. Now, 2 important buildings that we need, that also the workers do, is going to be the engineers, because again, we don't want the nobles collapsing any more than we want anyone else. And we want the tax collector. The whole reason why we're going through this whole rigmarole of pleasing the nobles here is so that we can get that sweet, sweet tax money. Now, these two have a little bit of a negative aura effect to them. So to counteract that, I'm going to put 2 2x2 buildings right next to them like that. That should help these end buildings, these end mansions right here, be nice and happy. But this, we still need to give the stuff that the nobles want. So what we're going to do is on one side over here, we're going to throw down a cafe. On the other side here, we're going to throw down an emporium. And then over here, and I'm still experimenting on something here, but I'm going to just plop the road out like that, and we'll get ourselves the spa. Actually, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to put the road like this and have the road, just the spa just touching the road at the end over there. Now, as far as our roadblocks go, we want to road block 1 tile at the end here. So we want the walkers to all hit these 2 manors here, but we don't want them to go any further. And the thing is, all of the walkers will have exactly enough space to be able to go down this way before running out of room. So if we hook this all up to the rest of our city and give it some time to cook, I will see you on the flip side while this cooks, and we can see what becomes of all this fun stuff. So I'll see you on the flip side. We are back. So our mansions have hit level 2 here, and as you can see, they have 3 different flavors of food here. It does not really matter which 3 you give them, as long as it's 3. And in this case, I built up my my wheat production here a little bit more, or bread production here a little bit more, to make sure that I was creating enough bread, because that seemed to be a little bit of the bottleneck here. So as you can see, we got more nobility flying in here, and in order to get to level 3, they need garments. That's the whole reason I set up the silkworms plus the garment factories here. So they are busy manufacturing that. As you can see, we got some stockpiled over here. So it's just a matter of them getting here. Now, all of our manufacturing and supplies and whatnot are way the heck away from our bourgeois, and that might not be the most ideal of setups, but hey, you know what? The goods will make it eventually. They'll make it eventually. That's the main thing here. Now, one other thing, and I have not tested here, I wish this river wasn't here so I could test it, is another thought I had is by putting these buildings, instead of capping the end of the road here, if I put them side by side here and ran the road down this way and put another 6 down this way, a walker will be able to travel all the way down the road at, in one direction and reach 6 mansions deep. So you could actually get 6 more, 12 more on this side conceivably. Now that throws a little RNG into the process, in the sense that the walkers, when they spawn from these in the middle, will be able to choose to go left or go right. And if they choose to go one direction and not the other too often, that could cause some de-leveling of those. But I want to test an experiment on that to see if that indeed would be a problem or not. What's your problem? Garments. Oh, must have not quite had enough garments. That's fair enough. They'll be coming. There's no better. Yeah, in this thing, I also imported some jewelry from the from outside, because you can't manufacture it naturally here. So these guys are as high as they get, and hey, we won! Huzzah! So that, ladies and gentlemen, is my quick tips series for Lethis Path of Progress. I hope these tips help you make your cities into wonderful Victorian steampunk creations. If you have any questions, or if you know what, if you've got some better advice, if you've got some better builds, if you think you can do a better residential housing block, industrial ratios, or bourgeois block, please let me know in the comments. I am always looking for bigger and better advice, and it can only benefit everybody. So let me know in the comments of your thoughts of these tips, good, bad, or indifferent. So until next time, this has been Pinstar, signing out. See ya!